Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for an exciting announcement that holds significance for our communities and those impacted by elder abuse across our province. On behalf of SAGE Seniors Association, the Government of Alberta, and our community partners, we are honored to have you here with us today. I'm Michelle Markham, the manager of the Seniors Safe House with SAGE. We begin by acknowledging that we are gathered on the ancestral lands of the Nehiyaw, the Dene, the Métis, the Nakota Sioux, the Blackfoot, the Iroquois, the Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many other Indigenous communities. It is with deep and sincere respect that we stand on this traditional gathering place, an historic trade route and cherished home for many Indigenous community members. We honor the profound connection to the land and the responsibilities that come with it. We acknowledge that we are all responsible for learning our shared history and for understanding the spirit and intent of our treaty, Treaty 6. This enables us, as all treaty people, to honor the past, be aware in the present, and take the steps that are necessary towards moving us to reconciliation. We also acknowledge that colonization has had a profound impact on older adults. We hold in esteem the resilience and enduring strength of elders and older adults, and the importance of placing them back to the importance of placing them in their rightful place as knowledge keepers and leaders within our communities. We extend a heartfelt thanks to all of you for your attendance today. Please join me in welcoming our first speaker, Minister of Seniors, Community and Social Services, the Honorable Jason Nixon.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to see you here. Thanks for that introduction, Michelle, and thanks for welcoming us here to the SAGE Seniors Association here in Edmonton. I want to start off by acknowledging that November is Family Violence Month, Family Violence Awareness Month in the province of Alberta. And sadly, seniors experience a tremendous amount of family violence inside our province, something that is often maybe forgotten as we talk about that very important topic. The fact is, in our province, about 1 in 10 seniors in Alberta will experience some form of elder abuse, whether that's physical, emotional, financial, or sexual in nature. Elder abuse is often underreported, and there, of course, are additional barriers for our seniors as they have to be able to interact with the system that make it an additional challenge as we manage this issue. That is why Alberta's government has been committed to working very closely with our nonprofit partners like the SAGE Senior Association here in Edmonton and other partners across the province to protect seniors from elder abuse, to give them options when they're experiencing elder abuse, to educate Albertans on elder abuse, and to educate seniors and their families and opportunities that may take place for people experiencing abuse, unfortunately, in our province. And that is why today I'm excited to announce on behalf of the Alberta government that we will be investing immediately an additional $3.3 million over the next 3 years to support seniors fleeing abuse in our province. This funding will provide $2.2 million to establish a new Safe Spaces program for seniors experiencing elder abuse in rural Alberta and Indigenous communities to ensure there are safe, accessible places for them to go in communities in rural Alberta and Indigenous communities. The Safe Spaces program will utilize vacant lodge spaces to expand shelter capacity for seniors fleeing abuse. In partnership with the Alberta Elder Abuse Awareness Council, grant funding will be available to eligible rural and Indigenous communities with a call for proposals beginning in January 2024. The additional $1.1 million of this new funding will also go to SAGE Seniors Safe House, where we are today, to expand the number of spaces they provide to seniors fleeing abuse here in Edmonton and the surrounding area. This is new funding. It is in addition to the $7.4 million in our budget right now to address elder abuse through funding for the elder abuse shelters in Edmonton and Calgary, and funding for our awareness prevention programs across the province. Our government continues to want to and need to invest significantly in those who built our province seniors. This year alone, we will invest $9.3 billion for seniors across the province because it is a priority of the province. We also are seeing tremendous affordability challenges, which are impacting all Albertans, and that's why we are investing $5.1 billion in affordability payments this year alone, more than any other jurisdiction in the country, to help all of us who are facing affordability challenges, but particularly fixed income seniors. So with that, I'm very excited about this announcement. Thank you for having me here. I would like to introduce to you Bernice Sewell, who's the Director of Operations for Sage Senior Association, here to say a few words about how this announcement will impact them. Bernice?
Just try to adjust this a little bit because I'm a little shorter. Good morning, everyone. I am Bernice Sewell, Director of Operations with SAGE. On behalf of SAGE staff and the Board of Directors, thank you for joining us today. Minister Nixon, I want to thank you very sincerely, and we want to express our gratitude to the Government of Alberta's leadership and long-standing support. This investment speaks to that commitment and is the reason that Alberta is a leader in Canada for preventing and addressing elder abuse and prioritizing the safety and well-being of seniors. Your investment in the community and responsiveness to the needs of the community have played a critical role in ensuring elder adults are able to continue to build and enrich our province. For over 20 years, older adults experiencing abuse or exploitation have been supported by our Safe House staff. In addition to providing temporary housing, seniors receive assistance with all areas of their life that have been impacted by abuse. The Safe House model is unique, with most residents not returning to their abusive situation, underscoring the effectiveness of our integrated person-centered approach in helping seniors break free from cycles of abuse and creating lasting positive changes in their life. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to thank Michelle and all of her staff for the excellent work that they do in supporting those those older adults. Thanks to the investment by the Government of Alberta, we can strengthen our ability to support more seniors by expanding the number of suites, addressing the increased demand for our services, and ensuring that we continue to provide essential support services to those that need it most. It is important to note that we never can do this work alone. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to our community partners and peers, some of who are present today. Special thanks to our Seniors Protection Partnership, which is made up of Catholic Social Services, City of Edmonton, Edmonton Police Services, and Covenant Health. In addition, we'd like to thank Greater Edmonton Foundation, Unison of Calgary for being an excellent partner, the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters, Alberta Elder Abuse Awareness Council, and Elder Abuse Consultation Team members. All of our community partners and supporters make this work possible. We are grateful for their expertise, resources, and advocacy efforts. We look forward to working with communities across the province through the Safe Spaces program, providing support wherever needed. Through this collaborative and coordinated effort, we will create a network of supports throughout Alberta for those experiencing or are at risk of experiencing abuse. Today marks the culmination of many years of collaborative efforts with our community partners and with our colleagues in government. We, as a community, benefit from the contributions of older adults as we, as a community, take action to be sure they are safe. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I would like to now introduce Larry Matheson from Unison.
Thank you. Feels like we should have done the order by height or something, because I'm Larry Matheson. I am the president and CEO of Unison for the Generation 50 Plus. In the 1990s, our organization built the first purpose-built elder abuse shelter in North America. And when our staff go to meet with other professionals in the elder abuse space at conferences or gathering, we're always proud when somebody says, oh, we came and toured the shelter at Kirby Center before we built our shelter. And we've always viewed Alberta as being progressive and innovative in the elder abuse response area. We're very excited. Excited is probably an understatement, that this announcement will mean a 40% increase in the beds in the shelter at Kirby Center in Calgary. In addition, it will fund 2 outreach caseworkers, which mean many seniors who might have needed an elder abuse bed may be diverted to another safe space. We also work in Medicine Hat and the surrounding rural area. So we're very excited with the announcement of the safe spaces model, because we view it as a very responsive model, a very progressive model, and a very cost-effective model, which is important in building a network. And we look forward to continuing to work with the provincial government and the Alberta, oh, I knew I was going to choke on that. We call that AAC, the Alberta Elder Abuse Network, in developing this network of safety and support for older adults in Alberta. Thank you.
Start our press conference. We'll start with callers on the line. If you could state your name, your outlet, we'll do 1 question and 1 follow-up. Operator, could you put in the first caller?
Dan Singleton, Great West Media.
Hi, this is for Minister Nixon.
Hey, Dan, I can hear you. How's the weather back home?
Hi. Oh, it's nice.
Good.
Lots of good part of this money is going to rural Alberta to help there. Is this an area we're seeing, is it underrepresented as far as seniors having places to go? Rural, smaller rural areas?
Yeah, for sure, Dan. It's an area where certainly we see the solutions or spaces, safe spaces, are underrepresented in rural Alberta, places like where you and I come from. Calgary and Edmonton have a lot of capacity that has already been built by the excellent organizations that are here today in partnership with the Alberta government. But one of the challenges we see is rural Alberta is vast, and obviously we don't need the same level of facility size, but we do need to still help individuals who find themselves in those circumstances. And so that's what I really like about this process, an effort to be able to use existing lodge spaces in communities like ours, Dan, to be able to create a little bit of capacity within that facility, which will end up being more than enough for that community. If we try to just build up large lodges in places like Sundre, where you're from, obviously we won't, fortunately, we won't need all of that capacity there, but we need to be able to make sure that we have some capacity. So that's the effort of this. And that's why you see the bulk of the funding going to rural and to Indigenous communities, because that's what we have learned is the area where we can have the biggest impact, and the area where probably us as a province are the furthest behind.
Do you have a follow-up?
Okay. Yeah, a follow-up. The applications are open till January. Then it's going to take some time to get these lodges, these new facilities up. Are you you're happy with that timeline, or is it something you need to?
Well, the applications
not going to happen right away, but
yeah, the sad reality is when we're dealing with things like construction and other aspects, it doesn't happen overnight, but we need to get started. So the applications will open up first thing in the new year. It would be my intention to see all of the money flow within this fiscal year. That's the intention of this announcement. It laid out within those 3-year parameters, but to make clear where they're going to be invested. And so, while I wish that we could always see things take place faster, this is where we have to start. And there'll be a very clear, significant investment inside our rural communities when it comes to elder abuse and safe spaces for those fleeing elder abuse.
Next caller, please.
Catherine Grigowski, Alberta Today.
Oh, thanks for taking my question. So with this funding, I'm wondering, will there be separate streams for like the capital if you're looking to bring up those vacant lodges to standards, and then a separate pocket for operational, or will it be all part of one grant, or how does that work?
Well, I will answer it in 2 parts. First, to make clear, a couple months back, I announced an additional $16 million on top of the $94 million that we're spending this year on capital maintenance and renewal for lodges across the province. So it's about $110 million that we're spending right now trying to get other units primarily that were offline back up to in a way that they can be utilized for those that need them. Certainly some of that money may end up being invested in some of the spaces that will be used. I don't think we have as tight of parameters around The overall quantum of this announcement, other than to say $2.2 million, is headed to rural and Indigenous communities, and 1.1 is headed here in Edmonton to do the work that's taking place here. So with the goal, again, of creating safe spaces inside our existing lodge system. The details of that will be worked out through the department and our nonprofit partners as they come forward with their projects.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there is that flexibility within those grants for what the community may need specifically. Like, I don't know, I know social workers were mentioned, maybe nurses. Like, I'm wondering how flexible it is in terms of what kind of supports can be provided.
There's a tremendous amount of flexibility, again, because what will happen is we'll open up a grant process. Applications will come forward from nonprofit partners, particularly on the rural Alberta side of it. And those projects will be approved based on what has been presented and what is needed by the communities. I will say that the intention of this grant is not to meet some of the real capacity issues when it comes to continuing care and healthcare. That will be handled through the work that we're doing in partnership with the Minister of Health right now through the health renewal. And making sure that we are meeting our obligations to care for our seniors all across the province. The goal of this funding is to be very specific towards elder abuse, but flexible within that context and that framework.
And that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.